Welcome to the Day Ghost Reviews. We're back from the movies and we just saw Atomic Blonde, starring Charlize Theron and James McAvoy.
And we're pretty late to this one, just like we missed out on Valerian,
Yes.
Baby Driver, and probably Dark Tower.
You want to tell them what it's about?
Well, it's pretty complicated. You know, it's about Charlize Theron, and she's sent into Berlin about a week. I guess it's not a week before the Berlin Wall falls, but it's like around, like in like the same week that it does. And she's basically a secret agent, and she's trying to get this list of different like covert agents that the KGB is trying to find, so that they can kill all of them, and she has to find it.
Alright. This one is made by, I don't remember the director's name.
I think it's David Leitch. He's the guy who...
That's it.
It's the guy who wrote John Wick, and he's going to be directing Deadpool 2.
Yeah. When I saw John Wick 1, the first one, I didn't originally like it.
Oh, really? When I first watched it, I really enjoyed it. In fact, I got my dad to watch it last night.
It was, when I first saw it, it was the bad acting just got to me.
The bad acting?
Oh yeah, the cheesy acting and and poorly written dialogue. I know it's supposed to be...
It's a movie about a hitman who comes out of retirement because like some gangsters killed his dog.
Yeah. I know. But it was just really poorly and like cheesily written and acted too. So I
don't listen to Brandon.
No. I like it now, but I'm just saying. Originally, when I liked it, it's just it made me
cringe. Very cringe. Your opinion then?
I'm just watching it again a couple times over and realizing.
You heard reviewers say it was a good movie.
Well, then I had to reconsider myself, and then I looked at it a couple more times, and about the third time I watched it, I started to actually realize more and more that it's supposed to be what it is, and is more about its action.
Well, yeah.
It's made mostly by stunt people, and it's basically it's basically just about cool action. This film, I have to say, I loved the first time I saw it. I really actually liked. Well, this is the first time I've seen it, but I'm saying I didn't.
You don't have to say the first time.
It wasn't. The dialogue and everything wasn't awkwardly and ham-fistedly written.
Well, it's also not, it wasn't directed by David Leitch. Written, by David Leitch. He only directed it while he wrote John Wick and didn't direct that.
Okay.
So he wasn't a writer for this one. Not that I'm saying that he's a bad writer or anything.
No.
I'm just saying that's probably why there's a difference between the two.
Yeah.
Although, I do think that this movie is like mainly told in flashbacks, which I think is a mistake, but I have that with every movie that does that.
That's right, and that's also a similarity between this and John Wick, is that it does start off with the present moment, where in John Wick he's just been like in a shootout and he's like mortally wounded, and he's like sprawled out on the sidewalk looking at a video of his wife, and he's fading out of consciousness.
Well, the difference between John Wick doesn't. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the difference there is that John Wick doesn't start after the events of the story, which this one does.
Yes.
Like going back to the
starts
story.
Towards the end of the story.
John Wick does what Daredevil does, where it starts off where he's at his lowest point, and then goes back to the beginning and tells you up to there, and then it keeps going.
And the effectiveness of that in John Wick is it starts at a point where you don't know if it starts sort of at the end, but you don't know if he's going to survive past that point. So there's still some tension throughout the movie, and it's sort of building it up, and then once it gets to that point, you don't know if he's going to live. Charlize Theron's character in this, she's in the conference room. You know the conflict is over basically at this point that she's at. She's not going to die.
There's no real drama with her.
You know she's not, as fucked up as she ends up getting by these guys, you know they're not going to kill her.
which just sucked because there would have been actual tension with the action scenes that they have.
Oh my god, the action.
Yeah, the action's really good, but I just...
Yeah, I know, that's what I was about to say, like,
But it would be so much better
so
if,
good.
like, it kind of takes their teeth out, and that you're like, well, obviously she's not going to die yet, which, of course, you have with every movie, but I mean, at the same time, you're spelling it out more so than it would be if she was just the main character.
It takes the tension away, at least, when you do it that way. So, I think it's just, that's the difference between the two of them. Other than that, I really don't have too much to complain about with this movie. The acting, especially from James McAvoy, is... James McAvoy is amazing.
On about Charlize Theron is like stealing this movie, but I think James McAvoy, like without a doubt, does.
No, she does not steal this movie.
No, I'm not saying that I agree with that. I've heard people say that.
Yeah, I know. She certainly does not steal this movie. It is.
No, and she's a good actress. But
Yeah.
James McAvoy like steals every scene.
Yeah, I don't see anything about her performance where it's just like, oh, that steals it. But with him, it's oozing with personality and charm. So
that's just James McAvoy.
That's him. Yeah.
Audiences tend not to be split on him.
No, that's true. And at one point, he ends up saying that he was with his he was halfway to getting a hand job from the Queen. Like this is the shit he talks about. It's really funny. He has some funny lines in there too.
Yeah. Well, I mean that was one of them. Yeah.
That
was two big ones, really.
Two big ones. That and you want to say the other?
Oh no. You let people watch.
Yeah. I'll let you watch her for the best one. No, yeah, I enjoyed it all the way through. There's one really just crazy good action scene.
Yeah, really, it wasn't it was barely an action movie. I've heard a lot of people go on about how it's like this amazing action movie. It's really just that one scene.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I mean, there are like smaller stuff, but really, it's more like I would say like a classic Bond. Like we were watching Dr. No earlier
before
today,
we went to see it,
and it's pretty much just talking. And that was pretty much this movie, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
No,
because it works, especially with a espionage spy thriller like this.
Yeah.
So,
it has.
It's definitely different from John Wick, in that John Wick is just an action movie, while this is an espionage spy thriller, where it is more so about people talking.
And it has one long action fight scene that goes on, and it's very clearly, I don't know if it's inspired by, but it is almost exactly, if you watch the TV show, or the Netflix Daredevil show, it is just like the fight scene that you can find in the third episode of either season, where it's just one...
Well, it's not one take. It's
one take, basically.
It's very much like it's the stair fight, really. It's not done in one take. He just means in the sense that it's like a brutal fight on the stairs.
Yeah. Isn't it done in one take? The whole fight in that stairwell?
In the movie? No.
Really?
No, they weren't even trying to make it like that. It was like a regular action scene.
I never saw any cuts. Maybe I looked away and then there were cuts, but I never saw them. Huh. Anyway.
Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but no, I'm pretty sure it was just a kind of normal action scene, like shot like a normal one. It wasn't.
I don't remember that. I remember it being one shot.
Maybe I was mainly paying attention to just how brutal it was, and thinking about the stunt doubles and stuff, rolling down those stairs and stuff, and how they would have done it, for safety. But I was mainly thinking about that the whole time, not so much how it was filmed. That was just me, personally.
No, this movie is pretty cool. I would definitely recommend.
And it has an amazing soundtrack.
Yes.
But it's all 80s music. So, it's very good. And I don't know if you have anything else to say about.
I definitely, just that I definitely recommend checking this out for full price in theaters on the big screen, if you get a chance, I mean, it certainly is a cool experience when you see it in theaters. Definite watch in theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can give your score, whatever your rating thing is.
Shirtable.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Atomic Blonde shirt. He just has the.
It's Old Navy, but
Yeah.
it is written fancy like.
Just like Atomic.
Just like Atomic Blonde.
That's right. I do give it a score. I give scores, and since it's German and it takes place in Germany, and my score correlates with this 99999.
You're retarded. I'm cutting that out.
No,
Yes.
999. Definitely watch
You
this.
couldn't have made a better reference, like, the one that's like in the movie, 99 Luftballons. You couldn't have made like some sort of reference to that or something. You had to go to that. Okay.
Whatever. It's still the same.
You fascist.
Fascists are heavy.
Fascists are heavy. Damn straight.
Fuck you. See this in theaters. 999.
Oh my god, stop. Bleeping you out.